Hi, I wanted to make a quick video on XMind, how I've been using XMind to boost my productivity, what all feature XMind gives, and how anybody can leverage it as a thinking tool and in a lot of other ways to boost their productivity. So let's see. I'll share my screen and I have four mind maps that I would like to talk about today. And then we'll talk about how to play around with mind map and what all things are possible with mind map. But part one is this. That's how to Google effectively. This was a LinkedIn post by Rohan Kamath on how to Google effectively. A lot of tips, tricks. Uh, I was trying out each one of them, and the moment I was trying out, I was taking notes, and you could see my personal examples that I was searching, and I was placing it for my later reference. How to search for something specific and with similar to or related and all those stuff. So all those things were there, and then I created a mind map, and it offers a lot of templates, which makes creation of this mind map pretty easy. So if you see, if you click on this mind map button, there are a lot of templates through which you can directly change the mind map. I mean, in a moment, and whatever template you like to use, I like this one a lot, but XMind has also brought some hand-drawn kind of a creative kind of a mind maps. So this is one area where like a lot of people don't explore, but this button, if you see here on top, which is in the form of this mind map, this is a pretty useful button to play with all different sort of combination. So, and this is not just limited to mind map. I mean, you can also find logic charts, and I mean, based on your context and what is the need, what you are doing, a brace map or basically a hierarchical diagram or a tree chart, or whatever you want to create, you can create. So essentially, one major benefit with this is that suppose you create one thing, and then if you want to tomorrow represent a portion of it, for example, let's say hyphen, you can just export new sheet. You can create a new sheet from this topic, and once you have created a new sheet, you can I mean, play around with some different format and share that. For example, if you want to, somebody wants to share a brace map or anything. So this is highly, I mean, use case specific. Based on your use case, you would like to play around with that. Maybe it's a timeline that you want to create, so you can create something like that, or different combination. And it also supports table matrices. So all these direct conversions are possible, which makes it very easy to play around with data. I mean, and as engineers, I mean, most of us are playing around with data in one way or the other. So mind map gives you that flexibility. And I mean, if I talk about beginners, I mean, I have seen that for a lot of beginners, or for some beginners specifically, I mean, playing with this mind map form might be tricky. So mind map also supports this outliner mode, which is right there in the bottom side. So if you click on this button on the bottom right, there is outliner button which can convert into outliner view. So just press this button, and once you press this button, you are there in the outliner view, which is again a view which is equivalent to a list. So if you are familiar with working in nested list, so you write one point down and then you make sub points, and for example, you want to make this as a sub point, you just hit a tab and you do it. So it's as easy as playing it with it. And if you like to play with buttons, maybe just press the outdent indent button. So those are available. You can use images and other things with that. Now you can even export it. For most practical reasons, I export it, and I like to, because I use the professional version, I can scale it to 300%, which gives me a very high quality PNG image, which can be printed and can be even used for making posters and all. So that's something, and it instantly creates this thing. So this is something which I often share on social media also, or on my blog, and which works good for most practical purposes. Another key area, I mean, what I use for exporting is by converting it into a PDF. And this time, let's convert this outliner mode into PDF. And if I directly convert this, it creates a PDF which is again shareable. And for a lot of times when I use XMind for creating notes, I often share a PDF version from outliner mode or from mind map view. And mostly it depends on the preference. I mean, some people prefer the PDF mode, and the outliner view, or the others will prefer the XMind, the mind map format. So based on the format, but this is also pretty easy to go around with. Another important thing that you can do with mind map is you can use it to write articles. You can create a concept map, for example this, and then you can export it into a Word. And this is something fantastic about mind map, that you can directly convert into Word. And for many practical reasons, we have to use Word files, Word documents to create things. And I mean, even for like in most of the cases, some people don't have XMind software, but if you can convert it into a Word, anybody can use it, and all the images are ported and plugged in. And if you want to play around, I mean, it gives a default formatting, but I generally like to remove the formatting. I like to clear all formatting, and then I play around with it, and write, extend this, extending this article and adding some bullet points. So this is another important thing. I mean, and very practical, because then you can extend it, and you can basically use the mind map for brainstorming, and then convert it into a Word and like use it for your office work and other stuff. So that's another. And one more amazing feature that mind map offers is this pitch mode. I mean, where you can directly convert this mind map into a pitch, and there are multiple themes that are supported. One is the black one, another is the white one. You can directly change that. You can play around with the aspect ratio and all. If you want, you can have the animation, or you can get it turned off. In many cases, I mean, people just want to show the thing rather than the animation, which can be little flashy for people. So you can also play around with that. And another beautiful part, I mean, I understand that people who are familiar with mind mapping with XMind, they would have seen the pitch mode. It's there for last 1.5 years now. But another beautiful part that I like to do is that I always share a mind map of this or any mind map that I create. I upload it on XMind share if it's I mean, there are no data restrictions, and it's just for some note taking purpose or something. So I just copy that, and then I open it into a browser, and then if you see, you can directly even open it on a browser, and you can share this link with anybody, and they can also open it. And the beauty is that from here also, I mean, now for example, you are not even using your machine, but you have this link. So anywhere from your browser, you can just play it into a presentation mode, which makes it really powerful. I mean, so you will have your presentations at your footprints at any given moment. I mean, so anywhere you go, if you have your XMind uploaded somewhere on your blog, so you can immediately give presentations, which I feel is a very cool feature, and very less people explore it. Another area where I like to use it a lot is in creating presentations. So I export it into PowerPoint, and then there are other things in which you can do it too. For example, in Markdown file and as a text bundle, but I don't use those formats much. I've used for Markdown creation, I've used it, but not much for other formats. but creating a presentation is an amazing uh, feature that XMind offers, and it's taking a time and it's done. So I've saved this PowerPoint presentation. I'll go and open this, and I'll quickly show, I mean, how it helps. So essentially, each of the view that gets converted into a slide, and here I have a 29-page slide, and which looks pretty raw, pretty basic, but Microsoft provides another awesome feature to help me play and master it with quickly. That's design ideas. So once I click on design ideas, I can directly transform this into stuff. I mean, how I want to use it, and I just click on design ideas. I generate design ideas. I quickly beautify it, and my presentations are ready. Of course, for customized presentation or for themes, we have to use templates or maybe organization specific. But if you really want to create something quick and fast for yourself or for demoing or for trying out your idea, or I mean telling something to somebody, you can directly use this. So that's a big plus. And I see a lot less people using this. I mean, a lot of times when I talk to people, they're not aware about this presentation and word exporting, and these are pro features. I mean, and these are the features which actually make me want to buy this pro XMind license. And if you have a XMind Pro, I mean, you can utilize these options if you're not utilizing, and they'll certainly help you speed up very fast. So that's amazing. There are a lot of other features on XMind, and I would love to talk about them some other day. But this was one quick video that I wanted to create for telling about this. And I mean, I have been using XMind for a lot of things, like taking summary of sessions. So which is a very powerful thing that I like to do. I mean, whenever somebody is giving a session, for example, this was a session in our organization, and I created a mind map, I mean, immediately, and which is so powerful. And for example, for some topics, I mean, you can go back anytime and you can check it, and you can even share it as a notes resource, and which makes this a pretty powerful tool, and again shareable. So use it for generating your session summary, or I mean, if you are doing some kind of a planning, mind map is an amazing tool for planning and for viewing out things. And whenever I try to plan out something, for example, I'm going to write a book, I plan all my steps through a mind map, and I can discuss with my partners about how we want to create it, what is the view that we are missing, and it helps to show that one big full wide 360-degree view. And it's an amazing tool if used for brainstorming and thinking. And similarly for testing, I mean, I've created templates for testing. This is one template which we filled for Netflix, creating the test strategy for Netflix. But essentially it contains all the elements based on the test strategy for from HTSM, that's the heuristic test strategy model. And that's still loading because it's a very big file. If you see 759 topics, which means 759 nodes. At the outer we just see 4 and 5 nodes. We click on context, and there is this one big thing that opens up, and all the possible kind of things we can just fill in. So there are empty templates, and we just fill in values against each one of them, and then you can convert them into Word and create your test strategies and all. So which makes it really powerful. And as testers, I mean, or as a tester, I have found it to be very useful, very powerful tool for thinking about things and visualizing and talking about data with others. And if you see, I mean, once I open some nodes, this is how it looks, and which is powerful. I mean, and you can create dependencies, relationships, and all. So all in all, I mean, there is a lot more than what I talked about in XMind and mind mapping. but I like to use it. Somebody asked me yesterday, Sahil asked me yesterday that how do I use XMind and how it helps me. So I thought to create a quick video, and that's all. If you want me to answer anything specific, put in the comments. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.